right, welcome in to Best Move Season 1, Episode 1. How we feeling? It is a new football season.
New football season, feeling good. Feeling good, yeah. Ready to get this thing going.
Yeah, yeah. So we got a couple new things to share with you guys. We'll get into that kind of later on in the season. Um, as you can see, we changed the name of the podcast. There's reasons behind that, but like the podcast says, we felt like that this was the best move. So
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So before we get into it, did you want to explain to the people what best move is all about?
So I know you've heard the saying before, make your next move your best move. And so we just want to kind of bring that idea to the forefront that like pretty much like whatever you're doing needs to be like your next step needs to be your best step. Um
Yes.
and with the podcast, just to give a sneak peek, is to provide a safe space to share passion and knowledge and experiences. And in this arena, it's football. We're creating our safe space for ourselves. Talk about our take on the NFL, a little bit of college. Yeah, we got a little bit more to share, but that's gonna be later down the line, piece by piece.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we can just get right into it. It is the kickoff, the NFL kickoff episode. NFL starts this Thursday. Glad for it to be back. Um, yeah, yeah. So where you want to
And
start?
anybody that knows football knows that right before the season starts, there's the preseason, but it's really fantasy draft, mock draft season. So our league, I had the first pick because I won a championship last year, naturally, and I went with Jameer Gibbs, first overall. No slight against Bajan Robinson or Jamar Chase. I just feel like Jameer Gibbs, his team went the furthest of the teams last year. Um, he stayed healthy most of the year. I think he can run it back. I think he can run it back as the best fantasy football player of the season. So,
Got you,
I
got you.
was like,
So little bit of background to the fantasy draft, our fantasy draft. He didn't get the number one overall pick just because he won the championship.
oh yeah, I did.
Um, we have a system. So I actually have created this league. I've ran this league for I want to say almost like 20 years now. And a few years back, we made some changes to where your previous season standing is your slot to pick your draft pick. I know it sounds a little confusing, but it's like if you're at the very bottom, you're the last place, you get the first chance to select where you want to pick. So you can pick 1 through 10. So we have a 10 team league.
Yeah.
And then the ninth team gets the number 2 spot to pick wherever. So we had people picking all over the place, and nobody wanted to pick one. And as the champion, he had the last pick, and one was all that was left. So I was runner up last year. I actually lost him in the championship. So I picked last, and 1, 2, and 9 were still on the board, and I picked 9 because we do a snake draft. I thought that there was some clever strategy in there. Um, and also, a quirk about our league is we have 4 independent defensive player spots. So you can pick up cornerbacks, you can pick up linebackers, you can pick up, defensive ends, et cetera, et cetera. And what this madman, my co-host, figured out a few years ago is because we were all like, okay, let's pick the top pass rusher. We're picking, the Max Crosbys, we're picking the Joey Bosa's, the Aaron Donalds. And it's like those players get game planned against, right? So they have up and down production during the season. Like they'll, have a breakout game in 1 week and then get double and triple team the next week and, have like 0.5 points for like an assisted tackle or whatever. So this madman figured out, why don't I just draft cornerbacks that return the football? Because return yards give you a lot more than sparse tackle here, sparse tackle there. So over the past couple of years, that's changed the landscape of our draft. And, so as such, I went with Travis Hunter with my first pick. I did a couple mock drafts, and I think he was going in the end of the second, beginning of the third round. And we have some pretty smart football people in our league, and I did not want to risk, him not being there when I wanted to take him. So I went ahead with my first pick and grabbed him because not that he's a return man, but he's also listed as a cornerback. So I can put him in the cornerback slot, and his receiver numbers will also rack up there, and I can have an open receiver spot for an actual receiver. So that was my thought process going into it. And as we go through it, you'll see kind of my strategy. Um, but yeah, that's who I picked my first pick.
Yeah, it was a classy move. Like I said, I think it's a championship winning move. I like the move. I was gonna pick Travis Hunter myself, but not with my number one overall pick. Not that. And so, having been a football player myself and being from Chicago and cold weather, I know that wide receivers tend to falter in the wintertime. It gets cold. It might not be the best time to pass the ball. Receivers are unreliable in December and January. So I always go running back. Running back is my strategy. And I went Gibbs, Chase Brown, Alvin Kamara. Because Alvin Kamara is the best running back in the league, if you ask me. And I've never had him on the fantasy team because of that. So I had to get him this year. I picked him kind of early, but I can ride with that.
And it's funny you say that.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I won't bore you with the rest of my team, but Xavier Worthy was the only receiver I keyed in on. I saw he wasn't getting much love early in the draft, so I can get him in the 6th round. So that's what I did. Now the rest is absolutely boring. Nothing of note. Just
So yeah, it's funny you say that because I actually was gonna pick up Kamara. Like, had you not have picked him up,
no, you wasn't.
No, I wasn't. Right? No, I was not.
No, you was not.
No, I was not. But yeah, so in my next pick, I did go Ashton Genty. I believe he's going to be an impactful rookie, impactful asset from day one. And so the rest of my draft, so the only receiver, especially my mock drafts, that I was slated to get almost no matter what was Mike Evans. And that's cool because he's a perennial 1,000-yard receiver. He's always reliable, number one target. Him and Baker have an insane connection. So I was like, yeah, I got to go ahead and get him. Now, the rest of my team. So I did get Joe Burrow. I believe he's going to have a breakout year this year. They definitely got the Higgins Chase deal done. They picked up some tools with the tight ends, another running back. So I did also stack him with T. Higgins because, of course, Jamar Chase went, like second, third, something like that. The rest of my team is filled with like handcuff type players that may have a chance to break out over the season. So Ollie Gordon, back up to Achane. I believe Achane is going to start the year hurt. He may or may not play week 1. But we know his injury history. I was locking on Colston Loveland, tight end from Chicago. Everything I've read about the kid, pretty good. Slated to, have some pretty good production. So the only other thing I'm going to say about my team is I was also locked in on Cam Little. So I took Cam Little, the kicker from Jacksonville, with my very last pick. Because I know we all saw the viral video of him kicking that 70-yard field goal in the preseason. And I'm just like, he did that with ease. So I went ahead and hitched my horse to him as far as my kicker was concerned. Yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of my team. That's kind of the way I shaped up my strategy, which allowed me to pick up Travis Hunter with my number 1 pick. Because these are all guys that not everybody was really looking at. The only player that I had stolen from me was Travion Henderson. I was locked in on him, but I didn't pick him early enough. I probably could have picked him 1 round sooner, and then my other 2 targets would have still been there. But, you live and you learn.
Yeah, you be like that. Like that. Well, the reason they play the game is for the Lombardi Trophy. So I got our agenda out of order right here. But Super Bowl picks. Who you got for the Super Bowl?
So
we lead right into the playoff teams after that.
Yeah, so I am going to be a bit of a homer this year. I do think it's going to be the Bengals versus the Commanders.
Boo.
I definitely, again, I believe in Joe Burrow in that offense. I feel like our defense is definitely a weak spot, but I also feel like we might not have seen the best of our defense in the preseason. Um, so, if we can get one or two stops a game, I believe that the offense can just consistently outscore everybody. So, especially, come playoff time, I'm hoping that buoys us back to the national championship game. And then the Commanders, they locked up Terry McLaurin. They got Debo Samuel. There was somebody else. Can't remember his name right now. But they bolstered their offense a little bit. Jaden Daniels should take the next step forward. I feel like he's not going to have too much of a sophomore slump. And I see them upsetting the Eagles en route to a Super Bowl berth.
Okay. I think that the NFC East is that'll go down as some of the weirdest things in sports, how there's no back-to-back winners in that division. Mm-hmm. I also got the Commanders beating the Eagles, but not going to the Super Bowl. I've got the Lions against the Bills in the Super Bowl. My NFC Championship is Lions Commanders, and I think that we saw how that played out last year, and I don't think that can happen again. I think the Lions can figure it out, switch it up, and then Bills Ravens. We'll have to dive deeper into this when they play. They actually play this week, but I get a little bit of flack about this. Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I mean, the head-to-head record proves that. The playoff success proves that. Lamar's got 2 MVPs. Allen's got 1. So they're both in that top tier. But I just think Allen's just better. You watch them play against each other, and I mean, up until last season, Allen got the best of them every time. And I think he does it. I think he beats him week 1. And I think he beats him in the AFC Championship. So, Bills, Lions, and yeah, I think the Bills take it.
Okay.
I think the Bills take it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my championship games are Bengals Chiefs. I think we have part 3 to AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And then I think it's gonna be Commanders Eagles in the NFC Championship, and they knock off the Eagles. I think this is a season of the underdog. At least in the playoffs, at least the championship games, it's like the underdog steps up and takes out the big dog, and
So I'm a nerd. So in order for it to be Commanders Eagles, it would have to mean that Commanders Eagles, right? That means that either you got like a 2 seed and a 5 seed, or like maybe a 3 seed and a 6 seed. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Like I don't necessarily see the Commanders setting the regular season on fire. I see them doing enough to get into the playoffs and then getting hot toward the end of the season and making that run.
Okay.
Kind of same with the Bengals. I think we are going to be a wild card team. I don't think we're going to win our division. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a little mixed bag. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
All right. So playoffs. Let me go ahead and run down my NFC in no particular order. I'm not ranking the seeds. I'm just.
Yeah.
I got Lions, Commanders, Bucks, and Rams. I got those as the division winners.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, you have the Commanders winning the division. Okay.
I got the because no one repeats since before LeBron James was in the NBA. It's been a long time since somebody repeated.
It's a good stat.
It may not be before LeBron James. It was like maybe 04, 05. Who knows?
But still,
it's on the internet. Somebody go look it up for me.
Long ass time is the point.
Oh, it's been a long ass time. And then I have the Bears and the Eagles as the wild card teams, and I refuse to just pick all the guys that went to the playoffs last year. Right? I don't want to just preordain. Oh, they made it last year. They're the best teams. No, I have the Atlanta Falcons at 10-7, coming in as the 7th seed. Oh yeah, the Atlanta Falcons. If Bijan Robinson is as good as but Bijan Robinson looks good, right? You look at his stats, 1,500 yards. You don't accidentally get 1,500 yards. The boys ball, right? Couple key wins. If they could knock the Bucks off, I went through their schedule. If they could knock the Bucks off at home when they play the Bucks in Atlanta, that's their 10th win. I think that's their first game, but that's win number 10. If they got 7 or 8 easy wins, a couple of momentum games at the end, they're gonna get in as a 10 seed.
Okay.
That's my NFC.
Okay. So my NFC, I have the Eagles. I have the Bucks. I have the Lions, and I have the Rams.
Okay.
Then I have the Commanders. And I have the 49ers because they have the easiest schedule in the league. Like their strength of schedule is weak. So, kind of following the numbers here. And then I got the Bears sneaking in there. Yes. I got the Bears sneaking in there. New offensive scheme. And if you look at it last year, they were like, I want to say in the most one score, like one possession type games going into what they like to call the witching hours, like the final 3 minutes. And they lost a lot of them with if the ball bounced another way, if something bounced another way, then they win that. They have a winning record and they make the playoffs last year. So, they got rid of Keenan.
2 years in a row now. Not to cut you off. 2 years in a row, we lost the same season the Vikings won 12 one-score games. We lost 10 one-score games in that same season.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We got to get over that hump this year.
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking is going to happen with more consistent offensive coaching, because to me that was the side of the ball that kind of screwed y'all over the most. It wasn't the defense. The defense did their job. It's just the offense was wildly inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think is going to happen in the NFC.
Okay. All right, moving right along. Got the AFC. Couple of I actually got the Bengals as the number 1 seed in the AFC. I don't know about you talking about wild card. I think the Bengals knock everybody out this year. But they're gonna still lose to the Bills in the playoffs. Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, and the Texans, of course. The Texans will probably have. They might win 8 or 9 games, but their division is super weak, so they're gonna make it. I have the Ravens and the Chargers. And again, I'm tired of picking the same teams for the playoffs, right? The Broncos went last year. Who else was it in place of the Bengals? Somebody else went.
The Chargers, the Broncos. It was Chargers, Broncos, Texans, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs.
The Steelers. The Steelers went last year. Yeah. I have the Miami Dolphins. I went through their schedule. Oh, yeah, I got them winning 10 games. I got them beating up on the Jets and the Patriots. That's 4-0. And then they can go 50-50 the rest of their games and get into the playoffs. Miami Dolphins.
That's fair.
Of course, they get obliterated in round 1, but let's sneak it back in there.
See, the only reason why I'm hesitant to say that or do that is because the health of Tua and Devon Achane. It's like both of them can't really stay on the field, and their season swings drastically.
Yeah.
Mostly when Tua is not on the field.
Drastically, yeah.
Absolutely. So I like it. Yeah. So I have the Bills, Ravens, Texans, and Chiefs. Now the Broncos and the Bengals.
Think about it. You know you want to put them in there, bro.
I don't want to get crucified for this.
You also picked the Dolphins?
No. No, I just told you why I wouldn't pick the Dolphins. No.
Absolutely.
No, I don't want to get crucified for this. But I think the Titans sneak in there as a wild card. Everything that I've seen everything I've seen from Cam Ward, I'm kind of impressed. I'm low key kind of impressed.
Okay.
I think
remember the Titans.
They do just enough to get obliterated round one of the playoffs.
Obliterated round one. Right.
But you know, I think, you know.
Okay.
I really didn't want to say it, but yeah, I think that the Titans do just enough.
We got to look up those odds, man, because if just the Falcons parlays, that'll probably get me $1 million if I bet that. But the Titans though, man,
you retire the next day after that bet cashes out.
Man, for real. All right, let's talk about these award picks. Moving right along, moving the chains along.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. I got Joe Burrow winning MVP. I picked that preseason. Yeah. You okay, we can just keep moving and we can circle back to that.
Yeah.
Right. Offensive player of the year. That's why I picked him first. I got Jahmyr Gibbs winning offensive player of the year.
You know, I thought about him. I really did. But then I looked across his conference and went with Jaden Daniels.
Offensive player of the year, but not MVP. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
You think he puts up 10 touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns? Those numbers didn't even get Jalen Hurts offensive player of the year. He had 15.
Yeah.
Him and Allen have put up 15 plus, and they don't get it. So Jaden Daniels got to do something crazy.
Yeah. No, I think he's gonna have 30 touchdowns combined. At least. I think Joe Burrow's going for 50. But
Joe Burrow's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, but I think between rushing and passing, Jaden Daniels is gonna have at least 30 touchdowns combined. He doesn't really turn the ball over.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I think his touchdown to interception ratio is really what's gonna carry him to that award. That's what I think.
Okay. Good old Mike Vick, 1 interception. All right.
Yeah.
Offensive rookie of the year. I got Amari Hampton for the Chargers.
Okay. Got Ashton Genty. That's why I picked him.
Okay.
Definitely went chalk with that one because I think he's the favorite to win.
Yeah, he plus 275.
Huh?
Plus 275.
Just crazy to me. You would think that Travis Hunter would be.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, if the Titans make it to the playoffs, Cam Ward's gonna be negative 20,000 to win that award.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Defensive player of the year.
This is for some reason there's never like a clear cut the favorite. It wins it for defensive player of the year. But I think with all that happened in this offseason, it's gonna have to be Micah Parsons. He's gonna have to show Dallas why they should have kept him. I think he locks that up. I think he might score 2 touchdowns in one game.
Probably the game against Dallas.
Yeah, I for sure got him scoring in that game somehow. It's gonna be like a strip sack, fumble to the end zone.
Yeah.
I got him.
I have Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
Coming off an injury, ramping back up. He was a monster before he got hurt. I think he picks up where he left off, and continues to show us why he is one of the premier defensive linemen in this league. I think they move him around a little bit more to different techniques, which will give us different production. So I'm excited to see kind of how they use him, because some of the coaches and some of the blogs I've been reading have been saying we're gonna try him in different spots on the D line, see what happens.
Okay. Last but not least, because defensive rookie of the year, we talk about it, but coach of the year. I got Ben Johnson. There's no way he doesn't win coach of the year. It's impossible. Improbable, at least. He's like the second. I think he's like the favorite. He's the favorite on FanDuel, but not DraftKings.
Yeah. I have Ben Johnson as well. Getting them to the playoffs will be what kind of seals that up. Like again, I did look at down there in Tennessee, which again, them making the playoffs too would make a strong case.
Right.
But again, I just think that with everything that Chicago's been through these past few years, elevating this team over the hump and back into the playoffs will get the votes that he needs. So
Yeah. All right. Now, speaking of those picks, right?
yeah,
I did a parlay for $25. I did Joe Burrow MVP,
okay.
Jahmyr Gibbs Offensive Player of the Year, Omarion Hampton Rookie of the Year, and Ben Johnson Coach of the Year. Right? $25. You know how much this is gonna win? Come February,
$75K.
156,000 off $25. Yeah.
Okay. You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first.
Yeah. Here's a screenshot to prove it. Ooh. I ain't gonna zoom in too much, but yeah, it's there.
Just know it's there. Just know it's there.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. There's no cap in my rep, none whatsoever.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about which matchup has the biggest? No, let's not go there first. Let's go. Who has the most to lose in week one?
Most to lose in week one is the Chicago Bears. We both picked them to be in the playoffs. I've heard rumblings about that. New coach, Monday night home opener. You got to wrap up this game. You got JJ McCarthy, who's still a rookie because he didn't play any last year.
Mm-hmm.
Home field advantage. You can't lose games like this and make it to the playoffs.
Right.
You can't lose home games in your division. Like, there aren't too many teams that have a losing record in their division that make it to the playoffs. Like, you got to. If we lose this game, like, our playoff hopes are done. We're just gonna go ahead. We can't beat them in Chicago. We can't beat Detroit in Chicago or Green Bay in Chicago. So
it's pretty good logic.
If we lose week one, we're out of the playoffs.
I wouldn't go that far, but I do see the logic.
We have the most.
Absolutely, it's funny because we both picked our teams. I think Cincinnati has the most to lose. We know these past few years, the Bengals offense team as a whole starts real slow. And also Burrow's 3-5 versus Cleveland. Like, he has a losing record versus Cleveland. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go as alarmist as you and say we lose this game, we don't make the playoffs. But we lose this game, it kind of points towards what I'm thinking. Like, yeah, we're gonna be a wild card team. We're gonna have some bumpy.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I picked that one. I lean toward the Ravens Bills because they're both playoff teams. They're both gonna be in the MVP conversation. But I kind of feel like that game, whoever loses doesn't really take as big as of a hit as if Cincinnati loses against Cleveland.
Yeah, someone's got to lose that game, but like, they're both going to make the playoffs still.
Yeah, pretty high seeded as well. So
Actually, which is the biggest playoff implications? That Bills Ravens game, like, the winner of that game could easily get the 1 seed.
Yeah,
or that's going to come down to who ends up with the 1 seed. I still think the Bengals take their division, but if the Ravens lose that game, then it's even opens the door wider for the Bengals, because then you're playing catch up. So
that's very true. That's very true. So I guess let's go ahead and go into some of these key games or playoff implications. So I know in our production meeting, you saw me slide that New York Giant and Dallas week 2 in there.
Yeah.
And you were like, wait, why? Here's why.
Right.
They open with the Eagles.
Crushed.
You cannot go 0-2 in the first 2 weeks in your division. Guess who the Giants play in week 1?
The Commanders.
The Commanders.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that they're both going to be 0-1 going into that game.
Oh, yeah.
somebody is going down 0-2 in the division, and it
It's a race for
cannot.
Arch Manning at that point.
Yeah, yeah, it cannot be Dallas. It just can't be. With all this trading of Micah Parsons and Jerry talking about, well, we still got better, trying to do the whole spin doctor thing. But then it also can't be the Giants either, because then that will mean that they made a mistake not drafting Shedeur.
Oh yeah. Nah, for real.
So yeah, I have that one circled to watch, to stream, to something. Like I'm not too locked in on Dallas games, but that one has some serious implications, like for the rest of the season.
For sure. I like the Super Bowl rematch in week 2. Yeah. I like that as a pulling the fans in early,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like that. That's going to be a fun game to watch. It isn't even in prime time. It's like a regular, like during the day game. So
yeah.
That'd be fun. We kind of highlighted these. I think like the really key game. I think that the biggest game on the schedule is Bills Bengals week 14.
Yes.
I think that's a 1 seed game. Like the winner of that game is going to get the 1 seed type situation. So,
especially if the Bills beat the Ravens.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because the Bills. I mean, it's week 14. It's early December. You're at home. You want to knock off everybody at home. They have that super cold weather advantage. It might be a blizzard that day. Like you got to win that game. You can't lose the blizzard game. So that might be the biggest game of the season.
I just want to point out the last time that we visited the Bills, we won. The last time the Bills visited us, save for Damar Hamlin's unfortunate accident, we were winning.
Yeah.
So let's just throw that out there. Let me just throw that out there.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good
one. Yes. So
I think all these games we got highlighted are going to be good. Like I said, Lions, Eagles. Really not. Really, where's the Lions Commanders at?
Week 10.
Yeah, week 10. That's the big one right there. That's the NFC Championship.
In the NFC, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be who has home field in the NFC, I think.
Yeah.
I can see this being a season where, like, looking at all these matchups going head to head I can see the highest seed in the NFC having 12 wins. Like, 2 or 3 teams with 12 wins, and it's got some kind of tiebreaker situation for first place.
Easily. Yeah.
I mean, arguably, the Eagles and the Commanders can have a tie for the division and be in a running for the first place tie.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? So it's gonna be lit.
Yeah. And then the Ravens Chiefs week 4. That's another potential playoff matchup that we get to see early. I'm very interested to kind of see this revamped Ravens defense versus this reimagined Chiefs offense. So that's something that's going to catch my eye with that game. And then again, for my Bengals, like both those teams need to lose. Like I benefit from either one of those teams losing. It's just a matter of by week 4 what we look like, and again, who won week 1, whether it's the Ravens or the Bills. So yeah, this the early slate for the AFC is really intriguing. It's really intriguing. Well, the AFC North, that is.
Yeah. You want to know something that I thought that I haven't put money on yet because we're not there? I think what will be the biggest gimmick of the season is if the Bills and the Ravens tie in their first game. If they tie week 1, that would be insane. That would completely fudge because then no one holds a tiebreaker on each other. The head-to-head tie. Oh, that would be great if they could tie.
That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. And it would really throw a monkey wrench in all of the playoff.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time.
Big time. Actually, you know what? I do want that to happen because that helps the Bengals as well. Like, as long as we don't tie, it gives us that half game advantage.
That'd be something.
So, Yeah.
Imagine the Eagles Commanders tie. Well, they play twice. That wouldn't be as Lions Commanders tie.
They tie both times they play. And they have tied records at the end. It's a coin flip for the tiebreaker. Like, what?
Right, same division record, same point scored, everything. Like, bruh, there's no way.
Hold on, what? Hold on. For that to happen, let's read down the tie-breaking procedure.
Coin flip is like number 8, I think, 8 or 9.
Coin toss is 12. So head to head, best won-loss tie percentage in games between the clubs. So let's say they both just tied both times. Like, all right. Best won-loss tie percentage in games played within the division. Best won-loss tie percentage in common games. Best won-loss tie percentage in games played within the conference. Strength of victory in all games. Like,
that's, can you tie strength of victory? Like, what?
Who determines that, right? How do you gauge that?
Hopefully not like they gauge it in college, because neither one of them is playing Alabama, so I don't give them any credit.
Oh man, I do know this is we're talking about the NFL, but toward the end, I do have some college thoughts.
Right.
Strength of schedule in all games, and we already have that. Well,
I don't know. It's how the win-loss plays out for the season.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, we don't have that, but we will. Like, that should be 5 for me.
If they tie that, that's insane. How do you tie strength of schedule?
I say that to me should be 5 instead of 6, because that's more objective than subjective. Because strength of victory, like, what are the metrics used? Like, actually, I'm about to look that up.
It's the win-loss record of the teams you beat, not just who you played. So who you beat.
Well, I'm saying the strength of schedule, yes, but the strength of victory, like,
I'm saying the strength of who you beat, because you already have the same number of wins. Now we're just going off of like who did you beat, as opposed to who did you play, which is the next tiebreaker.
Yeah, it combines the records of all the teams the team has beaten during the season. Yeah. Okay. I was like, that seems a little arbitrary, but okay, I guess I get it. So basically, the better teams you beat, the higher your strength of victory. Okay, so it kind of works like strength of schedule. Okay. Best combined ranking among conference teams in points scored and points allowed in all games.
So you're plus minus for the year, basically.
Then best combined ranking among all teams in points scored and points allowed in all games.
That's crazy, bro.
Best net point in common games, best net point in all games, best net touchdowns in all games, and then the coin toss.
That's crazy.
That would be nuts.
Oh man, like this brother. That's I want to see. Can you bet on that? You don't have to bet $1 that it comes down to a coin toss. You'd be a billionaire. Like, crazy work.
Hold on, let me see. Has any NFL tiebreaker come to a coin toss? No.
Absolutely not. How?
Like, that would be insane.
There's no way. There's no way it would come to a coin toss.
Okay. But that would still be pretty lit.
I know. Isn't it like hockey? Something like they drop an extra puck in like 5th overtime or something like that? Hockey has some, or it's like women's hockey has some outrageous overtime rules.
Bro, I love sports.
Huh?
I said I love sports. The only thing I know about hockey is they use ice skates, they got sticks, they got a puck, and they can fight each other. Like, outside of that, don't ask me any of the intricacies of hockey. Oh, my Facebook stream isn't. Okay. Give me a second.
All right, I'm back to reality. All right. So I think we got the season. All right. So what are some games for your team that you're looking forward to for the Bengals?
So I did split it up. So looking forward to Week 9 versus Chicago, just because those are our teams. It'd be a fun game. Yeah, it'd be a fun game. I really want to go to that game. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I absolutely want to go to the game. And then Week 12 versus New England. The only reason I'm looking forward to that is because they embarrassed us Week 1 last year.
Oh, they did beat the shit out of y'all Week 1. Well, no, they didn't. They just beat y'all.
I mean, they might as well have.
That's the game that kept y'all out the playoffs.
Exactly. Well, one of. There were a couple of them there. But yeah,
if y'all would have had that one extra win, y'all would have been in the playoffs. Because you guys beat the Broncos, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so you guys would have been in the playoffs if y'all would have won against the Wings.
Yep. That one, or I think the one against the Chargers. I think we dropped the one against the Chargers right before we played the Broncos.
Oh yeah.
So either one of those two games, we so those are the games I'm looking forward to. What about you?
I'm looking forward to, got it written down right here. I'm looking forward to the Commanders rematch from last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Got left some meat on the bone.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. So we gotta definitely get our win back. We gotta get our win back. Again, going to the playoffs. If you can't beat Washington, why are you in the playoffs? You got to be able to, get your lick back.
That's fair.
And it's like if we can go in there and beat them, we're ready for the playoffs. Similarly to lose to the Vikings, you're not ready for the playoffs. The Vikings are always very fraudulent, and they proved that when they got to the playoffs. I'm getting off track. I'm looking forward to that game, and I think that another game that I think is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Our most important game is the game against the Vikings. If we can get a good start, we'll be good. But the two games that worry me is at the Eagles on Black Friday and then at the 49ers around Christmas, because those are two heavy-duty road games. And, I mean, Eagles are going to be in the playoffs. The 49ers, I mean, they have a good fighting chance at the playoffs. Their division's always kind of here and there. I like to see us beat San Francisco. We beat them last time that we played. So, but it worries me a little bit. If we were in Chicago, I would like it. I see that being like a negative 3.5 for San Francisco. They might give them a 3.5 point favorite, maybe 6. Probably more closer to 3.5.
Okay. So
6.5 at the most.
So I think most important for us again is Week 1 at Cleveland, and then Week 7 versus Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that again putting the nail in the coffin of a division rival early bodes better for you down the stretch, and they're not like nipping at your heels. Just take some pressure off. So I think those are the most important. Worries me the entire weeks 13 through 15, because we play the Ravens, the Bills, and then the Ravens again. Like that whole stretch.
Damn.
Yes, that whole stretch just worries me. So that is where.
That's like the end of our season. Week 16, 17, 18 is Packers, 49ers, Lions. Yeah.
So, definitely worries me a little bit.
Our cupcake schedule was last season. It started off easy, and we won 4 out of the first 5. We do not have that this year. We do not have that. We got the AFC. Well, we got the AFC West.
Mm-hmm.
I think No. We got the AFC North. We got the AFC North, and I think the NFC East. Yeah, AFC North and NFC East. So, I mean, I don't know.
So,
Yeah, we got the AFC North, NFC East.
Yeah, y'all have the third hardest schedule
Yeah,
this year. It's like they're treating you guys like y'all went to the NFC Championship game last year or something. Like,
I mean, it's just the divisions that we got to play. We got to play divisions that sent 4 teams to the playoffs. And last year we had cupcake. We had the Titans. We had the AFC South, and I think AFC South, and it was the NFC. It wasn't West. AFC South. Was the NFC West? Was it NFC? Yeah, I think it was the NFC West last year. I don't remember.
well, your schedule this year includes 10 teams from the playoffs last year.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was the NFC West last year, and we beat the Rams, lost everybody else. We lost the Seahawks 6-3. It's like, come on, bro.
See, that's that one score game stuff I was talking about. Like,
Man,
ball bounces another way. Y'all get a field goal. Y'all go to overtime. Y'all win in overtime. So yeah. So yeah, that's kind of that those weeks definitely worry me for real.
Yeah. But yeah, all right. So to kind of pivot a little bit, you said you had some college news to drop on me.
Yeah. So we had a very wild week 1 of college football.
Mm-hmm.
We had Alabama losing to unranked Florida State.
Devastating.
And not even losing, getting embarrassed.
The spread was 13.5 for Alabama, and they lost by 14. So,
like, they could not run the ball. They couldn't defend the run. Anytime you looked up Florida State needed a play, they were making a play. Like, they just could not stop them from making a play. And so they were ranked 8th?
Yeah.
In the preseason. They dropped down to 21st.
Damn.
Right?
Rightfully so.
Not rightfully so. Let me tell you why. 22 is 1-0 Tennessee. 23 is 1-0 Indiana. 24 is 1-0 Texas Tech. 25 is 1-0 Utah.
Oh wow! I told you, man. They conflate those numbers. They boost. I don't even know what they base the rankings off of. Like, I still have a hard time understanding that.
Yeah. So I can understand. So the other teams with the 0-1 record that are still ranked: Texas, Clemson, and Notre Dame.
Oh, the only other team in the entire top 25?
Yes.
Damn.
So Texas, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Alabama are the only ones that are 0-1.
Well, they were all in the top 10, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they were all
the difference is Alabama lost to an unranked opponent.
That is real.
And it's like, I understand that Tennessee, Indiana, Texas Tech, and Utah did not play a ranked opponent, but I don't think that should matter.
It shouldn't.
It should not matter. If losing to an unranked opponent is better than beating a non-ranked opponent, what are we even doing? Like, and this isn't me hating as an LSU fan on Alabama.
Yeah.
They hating on themselves enough. Like, they doing TikTok dances in the locker room. They got problems of their own. Yeah. Nothing wrong with TikTok dances, but you can't be doing TikTok dances.
No shade to TikTok, right?
Right, no shade to TikTok. But you can't do that and then lose. Ask Juju Smith-Schuster. You just can't do that.
You can't.
But yeah, I'm not hating on them because I hate them. Because I do in fact hate them. I just think that it's setting a dangerous precedent for devaluing wins for quote unquote good losses.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even a good loss.
It was a really bad loss.
It was a terrible loss.
It was a really bad loss.
I guarantee you, anybody else that was ranked in that first poll pulls that off, they're like 27. They're just completely out of the rankings. If it was anybody other than Alabama.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised they didn't move Alabama up with their loss.
Up to number 1. But shout out to number 1 Ohio State. They're looking very dangerous this year. I know I was talking a little bit saying that they lost like 14 players to the draft. It's hard to come back from that. What I forgot, though, is they hired Matt Patricia from the NFL to be their defensive coordinator. And so I was watching a little bit of film, a little bit of breakdown, again, on TikTok. So, again, see, no shade to TikTok. And I learned some stuff. Like, I learned what a coffee house stunt was. It's where one of your defensive linemen act like they're dropping back in coverage. Like, they even drop their eyes back and count to, like, 2 seconds in their head. And by that time, the offensive lineman registers that and turns their head to find the next rusher. And then you turn your eyes back and then you're gone. And it could cause so much confusion. And he paired that with the nickelback blitz and got a sack. Like he has been used to preparing for the Aaron Rodgers, the Drew Brees, the highlight quarterback in the NFL. And now you're coming to college with what I think is kind of the weakest class of quarterbacks, since maybe about 4 or 5 years. Like, there's nothing against, the Garrett Nussmeyers, the Carson Becks, there's nothing against them, but they're just not the Caleb Williams. They're not the Cam Wards. They're not the Joe Burrows. They're not the Trevor Lawrences. Like,
they're not setting the world on fire.
Exactly. So I don't really see anything that stands in Ohio State's way, other than injury, of course, but we're not wishing that. I don't see anything that stands in Ohio State's way of making a very deep run into the college football playoffs.
Yeah. I think that now that NIL is taking shape and you kind of take away the New York Yankee style of like under the table paying people and like stacking teams. Now the good players can actually make money and still go where they want to go or stay in their home state. I think it's going to be a new era.
Yeah.
I think the Nick Saban chokehold that the SEC had, I think that's over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're going to talk about it. They were ranking everybody else higher because they knew they had to run into Alabama. So they bumped their stats a little bit preseason. Well, we're going to make them 4 because they got to play Alabama. They're going to knock them down. But now that Alabama's not doing anything anymore, it's like, you guessed it, the Big Ten is back on top. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So rounding out the top 25, you got Ohio State at 1, Penn State at 2. My LSU Tigers at 3 after a really gritty win against Clemson. They ranked them a little bit higher than I thought. I was thinking 4 or 5, but I'll take it. Then you got Georgia, Miami, Oregon, Texas, who I think they benefit from the fact that Ohio State was number 3 and they played on the road. Because Texas looked terrible. Texas looked really bad. And I don't know, again, if that's just, the jitters of playing week 1 on the road with a quarterback who has never done that before. But that doesn't say anything about their defense, who could not stop Ohio State from running up and down the field.
They only scored like 21 points, right? They didn't just trounce them.
Yeah, but it goes back to the flow of the game. They just could not stop them from making a play when they needed to. Like, they didn't. That game was never truly in question.
It was only 14-7.
But again, the game was never truly in question. Like, if you were just watching the game, you could just tell that barring like something just crazy happening, like lightning striking the ball in midair, nothing was going to stop Ohio State from winning that football game. Like, the box score doesn't show it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the box score. I'm like, Texas had a better game if you look at the box score. But that's also being down in the second half. You're gonna do it a little different.
Yeah, like there was literally nothing that Texas could do on offense, and barely anything that Texas could do on defense. Like if Ohio, so basically what I'm saying is, if Ohio State needed to score again, they would have. Texas can't say that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Texas did go for it a lot on fourth down, and I think they had two red zone trips, and they went for it on fourth down both times, right? If I'm not mistaken. Only one turnover. That was the underthrown pass.
Yep.
I watched a lot of the game. They looked bad in the first half. I didn't watch the second half. They had to look really good in the second half because they looked really, really bad in the first half.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing is it just from a football flow, I would have been surprised if they actually would have scored to tie the game up. Like I would have been surprised. Like it just did not seem like they were going to be able to do anything to affect this Ohio State team.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I also
they went for on fourth down 4 times. I mean, go ahead.
Oh no, I was about to move on.
I think they did most of their work in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
My bad. The went out.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, I was gonna move off of them to Clemson. Clemson played a hell of a game.
Right.
Clemson played a hell of a game. I do think that they should be ranked. I think that should be flipped. I think Clemson should be 7, Texas should be 8. Clemson played a really good game. Clemson played a very, very good game. It required a very gritty, old school LSU type defensive performance for us to pull that out. And just, big props to Clemson. Big props to Clemson. I will give them their props for that game. So you got Notre Dame at 9, South Carolina at 10, Illinois at 11, Arizona State at 12, Florida at 13, Florida State at 14, Michigan at 15, Iowa State at 16, SMU at 17, Oklahoma at 18, Texas A&M at 19, Ole Miss at 20, then Alabama, Tennessee, Indiana, Texas Tech, Utah. So looking at this, I am going to make a very bold prediction that either Miami or Oregon is going to fall out of the top 10 this week.
What?
So they have Oregon has Oklahoma State next.
At Oklahoma State?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Who does Miami have?
Oh, no, I was wrong about Miami.
Boston College? They about to obliterate Boston College.
Hold on, let me see who they play. No, they played Bethune-Cookman. Yeah, they're about to cook them. I thought they played Florida next for some reason. They play them in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I have Oregon on upset alert.
What?
State. I do.
Oklahoma State will come out of nowhere on you.
Yeah. So that is my bold college prediction for this week. I believe that. Scratch the Miami pick. I thought that they played Florida. That's my bad. We'll revisit that in 2 weeks when they do play Florida. Although Miami did look good. Yeah, Oregon is officially on upset watch. Who does Texas play? San Jose.
You think Bill Belichick finishes out his year at North Carolina?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's look at them. Teams. So my answer is yes. Because I mean, go ahead.
Rather, does he play past this season? I'm my bad. He's not going to quit in the middle of the season. That's not going to happen.
I was about to say they're not going to fire him. They're not going to fire him either because
it's Bill Belichick. Come on.
Yeah. But yes, I think he does return next season. Because you got to look at it, right? I know I said TCU were frauds. My bad. My bad. Y'all were just in the playoff a couple years ago. My bad.
They were in the championship.
I wasn't
They
gonna
got
bring that
smoked, but I mean, they were in the championship.
up.
They
But
played Georgia, right?
yeah,
Didn't they beat them by like 50 in the championship?
they were eating wings by like the third quarter. Like Georgia was on the sideline eating wings during the game. Like it was crazy.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so you have a favorable schedule: Charlotte, Richmond, UCF. Then you run into Clemson. But then you got California, Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke, NC State. Like, excuse me, he very well could only have 2 losses.
Yeah.
He very well, you know what I'm saying, could right the ship and make it a game against Clemson. Because
yeah.
I still don't think they're going to beat them, but Clemson did, as good as they play, as well as they played, they still did have some things they needed to work on. They still had some holes that could be exploited, which is what LSU did. So with the right preparation, like they can make that game a little bit more interesting than it should be. But then I'm not seeing anybody else on their schedule that, you know, truly poses a threat.
They don't play Miami, right? Miami's on the other side of the ACC.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have to see them in the championship game.
Yeah. Well, that's if they make it there. That's if they make
it there. Yeah, if they beat Clemson, they're gonna be in the championship game. But
yeah. I think it gets a little dicey if they don't beat Clemson, because Clemson, let's see their schedule: Troy, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, North Carolina, Boston College, SMU, Duke, Florida State. That might be what keeps them out of the championship game.
Okay.
It's playing Florida State and then turn around and ending their season with South Carolina.
Ooh, the Heartbreakers.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bill Belichick does have a chance even after this opening week loss to actually right the ship. And if again Clemson loses to both Florida State and South Carolina,
yeah, Clemson's got 3 losses. Then they ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. But yes, I do think that he returns simply because where would he go in the NFL? Like
I think he goes to live in Florida and he's done.
You think he retires?
Yeah.
With his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, he took 1 year off from the NFL, right? He took a year off or 2 years off?
I think a year off, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe he retired from coaching. Maybe he does some GM work or some announcer work. It would be interesting to like see him talk. He's like Kawhi Leonard. Like, does this man talk?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm gonna say I don't want to see him talk. I don't want to listen to that.
You know me, how I talk about like how I don't watch presidential elections. I don't watch any type of like presidential coverage. I don't watch any post game interviews. Like I'll watch like the Super Bowl presentation, or I'll watch like the championship like award when they get to like everything up to like getting the finals MVP, and then I'm done. I'm not watching the rest of that. I'm not watching the post game press conference. I don't watch that stuff. I don't like this. I'll read that in the newspaper. I don't need to watch that. So, but yeah, seeing him talk, I feel like he has a lot to share. You know.
Yeah.
You know, while you got people like John Madden, who was like a football god. You know, he went into announcing. I think Belichick, you know, I think he could do some damage announcing. Yeah,
maybe. I'm just being a hater.
Right.
I'm just being a hater. So yeah. Well, it is at this point we would open up the floor to any comments. Anybody in the comments got a question, got a reaction?
I'm here too.
Let's see. I see Mia's here in the chat.
Hey.
I know that I didn't set something right for Facebook. That's what I've been looking at these past like 20 minutes or so. By default, the Facebook stream was only friends only, and they don't show the comments here. But that will change for next week. I will have that fixed. Okay. Got Shadow King in the chat. Got any questions? Got any predictions? We'll probably have a viewer question for y'all next week. We'll work on that. We'll have a viewer question for y'all to answer.
All right, here we go. Some new spur of the moment.
All right, what we cooking up?
Wait. All right, we're gonna spin the wheel for NFL teams.
Okay.
And you're gonna see what their best move is for week 1. You ready?
Got it. Ready.
Right, go. If you Google NFL team randomizer, it'll pop up. It'll pop up wordwall.net. Your random NFL team is the Arizona Cardinals. What's their best move for week 1? They're playing at the Saints.
Their best move would be to protect Kyler Murray. Their best move would show up in the QB pressures allowed, QB hits allowed, and the sacks. I don't believe the Saints have a premier pass rush, so this should be a good game. Oh, speaking of, we do have something else to get to first. And this kind of leads into it.
Okay.
Kyler Murray is actually one of my DraftKings targets because of the favorable matchup. He should be able to run around. He should be able to create some things. So the best move for the Cardinals will be protecting Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Let me get your team.
Did you find it? The randomizer?
Yeah.
Start. It's gonna be an AFC team. I know it.
The Indianapolis Colts. What is their best move?
The best move for the Indianapolis Colts. They're playing Miami, right? Playing at Miami.
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, first of all, keep the young guys out of the club on Saturday. Keep them like do room checks, right? Dorm style. Do room checks. Make sure nobody's out there partying. I think that their best move is to figure out who's wide receiver 1. You got, I mean, honestly, they have probably the most mid wide receiver room in the league. They have Michael Pittman, who's been shown wide receiver 1 for a couple years. He's been steady. Then you have Alec Pierce, you have Josh Downs, and you have Adonai Mitchell, who was a huge prospect coming out. And like none of them really, have a huge spot. So I think they need to figure out who's wide receiver 1, who's wide receiver 2, right? You got to feed Jonathan Taylor, give him 20, 25 carries.
Okay.
And be prepared to shoot it out with Miami. Because Miami's going to the playoffs. So be prepared to shoot it out, get those wide receivers involved, run Jonathan Taylor, and make it easy for the quarterback, right? There's already a bunch of, the guys that were there with Anthony Richardson might not feel like Daniel Jones should have the job. Jones is new. It hasn't been the most successful, so it's already going to be rocky. Make it easy for the quarterbacks. Receivers got to step up. Taylor needs to have 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's their best move.
Okay. Yep. I can respect that. All right. Let me pull up my DraftKings. So what we're going to do is, I guess we can do 3 locks, 3 fades.
I already got my DraftKings done.
Oh, I'm behind. I am behind.
Are we talking about for Sunday?
Yes.
The regular content for Sunday? Okay, well.
Because I realize, I mean, you can talk about the single games and all that, but I'm not doing any single games this year. That is just not my forte.
I got you. So for the locks, I'm gonna go. Actually, looking at my team, it's kind of funny. I got Bo Nix at quarterback.
Okay.
I got Jonathan Taylor at running back because, again, he's going to have to run the ball 100 times to come out of there with a win. Got Alvin Kamara at running back. Best running back in the league. Argue with somebody else. I got Marvin Harrison Jr. because they have a cupcake matchup against New Orleans. I got him. But locks, I would say Marvin Harrison Jr., Alvin Kamara, and Marvin Harrison Jr., Alvin Kamara, and Bo Nix.
Okay.
Those are my locks.
Okay. So looking through it, Kyler Murray is one of my locks. Travion Henderson, simply just because of the price point. He's $5,500.
Okay.
And then Mike Evans, because he plays Atlanta. They always have pretty good showing against Atlanta. So let me round out my team real quick.
Okay.
Let me see.
Hey, this is going to be the team right here. It's going to give me $1 million. Oh, my God. I can taste it. I can already, envision the money, what I'm going to do with it. So.
Okay, so I have rounded out my team. I need some more people to play it in the 3 slot.
And what's left?
Yeah, because I have all of the ones that started noon.
Marvin Mims, I got him for Broncos. I think that
I was
a cupcake matchup.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let me see who else.
I think all of my guys can legit score 2 touchdowns. I'm excited. But we are going to have to wrap after this, though.
Yes, I'm rounding out my team right now. I'll take a chance on him, and that gives me Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay, so I have Kyler Murray, Travion Henderson, Ashton Jeanty, Mike Evans, Matthew Golden.
Okay.
Out of the Packers, Mark Mims, Tyler Warren, tight end for the Colts. Without here, he should have some targets. Jahmyr Gibbs, and then I took the 49ers defense simply because of the $2,900 price point. And again, they play the Seahawks, so they have a chance at production here. So that those are my locks. That is my team. If I had to pick a fade, I would say
Carolina. Fade everybody from Carolina.
Fade everybody from Carolina.
Yeah.
But
go ahead, fade the whole team.
A little bit more intriguing one, I would say fade Jordan Love playing Detroit.
Okay.
I think, and I know that's crazy because I just picked up one of the receivers, but I think that he only scores 2 touchdowns, and it's really production for price.
Yeah,
is why I'm saying that, because he's 6,100. So you have better options in CJ Stroud at 6,000, Tua 5,800. You can maybe even get away with Aaron Rodgers at the Jets.
Yeah,
at 5,200. So yeah, just for the price point. If he was lower, I would face somebody else. But that is the show. that is a wrap. Thank you for joining us for week 1. Week 2 will be here next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. And we will have more NFL and college to talk to you guys about.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us. See y'all next week.
See y'all next week.